Bienvenida dueña a tu podcast de negocios favoritos. Este episodio es particularmente especial porque voy a estar entrevistando a Simón. Él es mi novio y mi prometido, ingeniero en software, y nos va a estar contando de cómo pasó de ser un empleado a ser freelancer y luego construir su propio negocio. Hablamos de redes sociales, hablamos de dinero, también cómo nosotros funcionamos como pareja de emprendedores en nuestro hogar. Este episodio va a ser en inglés, así que si estás en Spotify y no te sientes muy cómoda, te recomiendo que te pases a YouTube. Welcome.
Hi.
You are the first man in this project.
Yeah, I feel honored.
Perfect. Okay, start with who is Simon without being an engineer?
Was a big engineer
Ouais.
Complicated question. First of all, I think I'm. It's that fucking easy question. Damn it.
I know.
I think first of all, I'm a guy who is passionate, like what he's doing. Engineering, of course, but also a team leader, team manager,
Okay.
and entrepreneur.
Okay. Oh, good question. Okay, now we are gonna dig a little bit in your work, but also in how you become to be a freelancer slash entrepreneur. So,
Long story.
yeah, I know we have almost 1 hour, so it's okay. But you you began to be engineer when?
Years ago, if I remember well, I began to be engineers. I mean, at least to do code and software engineering almost 20 years ago.
Okay.
But I began to be a real engineer is 12 years ago, something like that. I made different progresses, different adventures to become entrepreneur, manager, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a long story. It began when I had something like 13 years old.
Okay, you said 13 years old.
Yeah. I think I write my first line of code when I was 12
Oh,
or 13 years old. Yeah.
Ah.
I totally discovered that because I was curious to understand. Okay, how a website is working, because basically we are using computers and website and internet every day. But okay, what is behind the scene? And that was my question. I think it was a weekend or something like that. I just did some research on Google and I found a website to learn how
Wow.
to do it. So I wrote my first line. It was HTML, CSS, and things like that. So a world is opening.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were into the college, right?
Yeah, so college in France the name is a little bit different, but after the college in France, so it's no, it's not preschool. I don't remember how to say in English, but when you are a teenager,
You finished the school.
Yeah, I finished the normal school.
High school. You finished high school.
No, it was before when you have 13, 12, 13.
Okay.
So before, it's when you have to decide in what
Line.
what kind of path you will follow in high school. And at this moment, I had 14.
In Colombia, it's not that way.
No. In France, it's different. But anyway, so 13, 14, I don't remember. You have to choose what kind of studying you want to do. And I wanted to do computer science because I was already kind of nerd and passionate and things like that. But in the mind of teachers, professors, and things like that, computer science equal mathematics.
Okay, because in the engineer thing.
Yeah, but it's not true.
Okay.
And the point, not able to go into engineering school and things like that and do science studying because I was a very piece of shit about mathematics. I still piece of shit today.
Okay.
So that's why I more decided to do something different, do sales and things like that.
Sales.
Yeah. So I think I not waste 4 years of my life, but it was the less productive 4 years of my life. And it's after that I decided to take sabbatic year.
Okay.
And to
What age?
what?
What age?
19, if I remember. 18 or 19.
Okay.
I don't remember. 18. At 18, and like that with this sabbatical year, I was able to say, okay, I discovered years ago how to write, how to create a website, something like that. I will go back into it and dig more. And okay,
Voilà.
At this moment, I really understood that, okay, I really love that.
Wow.
I did some researches and I saw that, okay, apparently a lot of people need this kind of engineers. Okay, so let's go with that. So I decided to go back at school, engineering school, but in apprenticeship.
Okay.
Not in, because I was kind of asshole at school.
Okay.
I'm getting bored super quickly and be all day long into a class is not my thing. So I decided to do it by apprenticeship.
Okay.
So it was not half time, but it was something like 60% of the time in the company as junior developer and things like that. And 40%.
But you get paid for that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a small paid, but still good.
Okay. And who teach you?
First
By
of all,
yourself?
I learned by myself because that's the point. When you are a software engineer, you are
That's super interesting.
an eternal student. You spend basically your life to learn because the things we are doing today is not the thing we will do tomorrow. And for example, the way coding today is super different than the way I was coding 5 years ago, for example.
Okay.
So things are always well changing. It's always moving. So you have to stay up to date and learn new things. And for example, today with new languages, with AI, with lot of things. I mean, you are an eternal student.
Okay.
So I learned by myself at the very beginning. Then I got into apprenticeship.
Okay. My first question is, in the apprenticeship, you are not studying. You are working.
Yeah,
Or both. How's working here?
But if I remember well, it's 60% of the time you are in company. So you are employee by the company, but employee as apprentice. And the 40% of your time, you are going to school to learn.
Okay.
The reality is you are learning much more into the company because you are. It's something real. You are to work with real project with senior engineers and things like that. So you are learning much more. And when you go to school, it's more to learn
The basic,
the basic or theoretical things.
Concept, yeah.
And at the end, to have a graduation. But where you really learn is when you are into a company.
Okay. How many years?
I did that for 5 years.
Oh, wow. The same company?
No, I changed. I did 2 years into this company, was a digital agency.
Okay.
Where it was a simple website and things like that.
E-commerce, this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I was in my hometown at this moment, but then I moved to Lyon to spend 2 years into aeronautic company.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, it was fun because I was working, into this entertainment software.
Okay. It's different. I mean, you growth a lot because you were working to really small business, small websites, e-commerce, and after you are in the aeronautic.
Yeah, into the first company it was more local. It was to work with also local small businesses and quite local websites. And then I moved to work into international company with selling stuff for airplanes, for helicopters, for trains, for things like that. I mean, not big. And for example, I was working on the software to do entertainment into the plane, for example. This screen where you select.
In front of the,
I was working on this kind of thing.
TV.
Yeah, for this kind of things. So
Nice.
I did that. Yeah, it was fun. So I worked on that for 2 years.
I have 2 years with this guy and I didn't know that, so I'm discovering things.
I'm full of mysteries. So I did that, and I worked for this company for 2 years, and after for the last year of my apprenticeship, I got into a more consulting company.
Okay.
Like for example, Capgemini or this kind of company. There for 1 year as apprentice, but after I continued to work with them for 3, 4, 5 years. I don't remember, something like that. So it was 5 years of apprenticeship, and after I stayed in the last company for I think 4 years more, something like that.
Okay. And after, what happened? Because you are here because you are entrepreneur, is last freelancer. So what happened in this?
Okay, lot of things, but to do it very shortly, motorcycle crash. Then COVID.
Okay.
And
so wait, you were in Lyon.
Say attends.
Attends is an expression in French. You were in Lyon. It's a city here in France. After motorcycle crash, you back your parents' home,
for the rehabilitation.
And so many languages in this.
Trilingual.
And for COVID.
Yeah. No, for
Because you have both.
COVID, I was back in Lyon.
Okay.
But I gone
You was out for
3-4 months. I don't really
Okay.
remember. So I gone back to Rouen in my hometown. Then I came back to Lyon because I had a surgery to remove things into my ankle, blah 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 blah. And I remember the day I came back at the office to go back to work, the French president said, "Oh, we have a lockdown." So the day I came back, I knew I was go back to be at my home. So I stayed during the
COVID.
the COVID and the curfew and things like that and lockdown at Lyon.
You were here there.
Yeah, Lyon. But it's at this moment I began to think about what I want to do
The
in
breakdown,
my life.
yeah, the breakdown.
Yeah, and I think a lot of
The 30s crisis.
it was kind of 30 crisis, but also I think at this moment when you are alone.
Yeah.
I was not alone because basically I really enjoyed this moment because me alone at home with a computer, totally okay. But you had more time to think about more the motorcycle crash who turned something in my mind than the COVID. But at this moment, I was already spending a lot of time in Paris for my clients because I was my manager company and I was working on 8 topics.
Okay.
But with a lot of and I was already spending a lot of time in Paris and I was really in love with this city. And at this moment, I said, okay, I really want to try to live in Paris, to live
the famous Parisian.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I quit my job after the lockdown, and I moved to Paris to join a.
22?
It was
21? 22?
21, end of 21, if I remember
Because
well.
COVID was all 20-ish.
Yeah, but something like that. But end of 21, if I remember well.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because we have 25, so yeah, end of 21. So I moved to Paris end of 21. I joined a company. I can't say the name of the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, the company is a Mythic, so it's dating application in France, super famous, created, I think, at the very beginning, 2001, 2002, something like that. So super old one. But I'd say just 4 months there because they had a lot of trouble with management and I mean, things was not going well and I was already a kind of elephant. I don't know how to say that in English, but in French we say un éléphant dans un magasin de porcelaine. You know, when when you are big, super fragile. I already wanted to be entrepreneur into a company, but into this kind of big company who existing since 20 years.
Yeah, you cannot do so.
Super complicated and a lot of management troubles. But anyway, so I left them after 4 months, and it's after that I had my kind of first real entrepreneur adventure because I joined a very small company for create absolutely everything.
Okay, from scratch.
Yeah, from scratch. They had the idea, everything was to create, and it was necessary to really have someone who has this entrepreneur mindset.
Okay. Attends. Stop. Pause. You were in Lyon. You moved here to Paris in 21-ish, but you always worked as by contract.
Yeah, I was employee.
Employee, but yeah, thank you. As employed all the time.
Yeah.
What happened in your mind? I mean, what was that clue make you okay? It's time to be an entrepreneur. It's time to work with someone as entrepreneur, as freelancer, no as employed.
I think it's something you don't have a click. I mean, I didn't have a click.
Okay.
There's not something click like when I decided to move to Paris. It's something more you construct slowly but surely. Okay, because as employees there was that was not okay with me. That was not.
But what was not okay with you?
For example, because I work many in big companies, and when you are working in big companies, things are super slow. I mean, there's kind of establishment. Okay, and several times people told me, okay, Simon, we are used to do it like that. We will continue to do like that. And that I dislike because
the process are so fucking long and bored.
Yeah, and that's why it's more complicated to change the thing into a big company. It's more complicated, and even especially when you are employee, because when you are employee, you have a hierarchy and you have to respect them, things like that. So you know, when I had an idea and some people just because they're used to do things like that, they don't want change. That make me kind of
Because
enjoy.
block your growth,
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
You cannot try new things, you
Mm.
cannot challenge yourself
Yeah.
because it is what it is.
It is what it.
Basically.
Yeah. We are doing business. It's working like that, so we will continue like that. And that make me frustrated.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why slowly but surely I understood that okay, being employee is not my thing, and especially being employee into big companies. So that's why I joined a very small company where everything had to be created. But I was employee, but employee slash already entrepreneur because you arrived. No, you. I was the first technical guy to be hired into this company, so
Okay.
I was the only one to be able to create things. So it was already kind of entrepreneur.
Okay.
And then I created my first company with the founder of this former company.
Okay.
So that was the kind of test for 1.5 years. And after we decided to, okay, let's create a new company together. And that was the real
okay.
first
Okay.
company I created.
Oh, okay. And what happened?
What happened with,
This was your first try to be entrepreneur, to be create your own company. In this company, you were doing what? Creating everything from scratch. What kind of thing?
so in the company where I was employee, the idea was to create an application, a web application, not a mobile application, but a web application to help a restaurant
Okay.
to handle and manage their social networks.
Okay.
Because basically when you are managing a restaurant, you don't have time.
Okay.
So the idea was to create an application to make it much more easy with automatization.
Metricool, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot all the names, but it's kind of
Spot? No.
no upspot. No.
Well. Anyway.
But potato. So that, but it was super interesting because I think for the very first time I felt I had a kind of impact. Because as an entrepreneur,
You like it?
yeah, you know, this feeling like, okay, what I'm doing, because I'm used to saying, okay, we are just writing line of code. It's nothing, it's not physical, it's in the cloud, blah, 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 blah. But okay, so relax. But by doing that for the very first time, I felt that I had an impact on someone, on something, on a business. Okay, what I'm doing is very useful for some people. And that was fucking great. And that's why after...
Yeah, you had a different purpose.
Yeah. And when we have things, the impact, the purpose is super important.
Okay.
Because it's super easy to be just in front of your computer and talk to anyone, see anyone and just code. But you are losing kind of reality. And when you have an impact, when you see people enjoy what you are creating...
Yeah, you connect with that humanity.
Yeah, it's humanity and say, okay, what I'm doing helps them to make business.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel useful. So that is super important. But that's why after, with the founder of this company, we decided to create a new company together to do pretty the same thing, but in better way. And that was the first company I created. And the idea, was to continue to do that, but in different way, with different name, with more technology, with things like that.
More pro.
Yeah, more. No, because it was already pro, but we more step up.
Okay.
More something like that. So it was different because at this moment I was no longer employee, I was entrepreneur, so no incomes, just the head and things like that. So it was kind of mess. But I did that for 1 year and I stopped.
1 year. Okay. Yeah. How you handle that? We have in Spanish a word, it's incertidumbre. It's when incertidumbre.
Incertitude.
Yeah, it's when you don't know what's going to happen.
I think when you create a company, entrepreneur, you don't know what happened, but your main job is to prepare everything, to get ready to all the scenarios possible.
Okay.
Even if you don't know what will happen, you have to imagine and prepare yourself to, okay, if it's working, I will do that. If it's
Plan A, B, C.
Yeah, D, E, F, G, and you have to be ready and you have to embrace this kind of
Face it.
mystery. And, because it's a part of entrepreneurship. If you don't want that, just don't be an entrepreneur. It's impossible. Because you don't know if Maybe tomorrow you will have a new prospect who will make you explode your business. Maybe tomorrow you will
Cry.
lose your
Yeah.
biggest client and you will cry, blah blah. So it's super complicated, but you have to be okay with that. If you are not okay with this
Feeling.
instability,
Yeah.
this kind of thing, no, just don't do it. It's not working.
Yeah, I think that's different between the people are okay be entrepreneur and handle all this kind of shitty things because really shitty things are employed.
Yeah, that's why, for example, I love LinkedIn, and I think we have to talk about LinkedIn
Yeah,
later.
I know.
But for example, on LinkedIn and even on social networks, it's super common and it became super famous to say, hey, you have to stop to be employee, you have to. Okay, no, because not everyone can be entrepreneur and not everyone can be employee. And for me, it's okay to.
It's okay.
I mean, I know a lot of people who love to be employee because it's more safe, it's more simple, and they have another purpose into the life. And there's people
And
like you, like me,
yeah,
where it's not
lifestyle,
possible.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's
So-
totally. We have to respect that and not force to everyone to be an entrepreneur, because for me it's 80-90% mindset and 10% strategy, content, operations, systems,
Shit is.
shit is patati patata. But yeah, if you don't have the right mindset, you're
No.
gonna
You don't mindset
Crush.
with doing everything.
Yeah.
And this thing important with the mindset is to be able to accept every day is to not make money, to
to
choose.
live with the the help of the state.
Yeah, some people it's not okay. And it's particular because in France it's like that, but in a lot of countries you don't have
No.
any help
No.
from the state. But
No.
in France it's that. But just for the people who don't know France, how it's working. When we are employee, we are having a cotization, and basically we are putting a part of our money into
Yeah, I know.
kind
Yeah,
of common.
it's the same. I think in whole world.
Yeah. And when you're an employee, you can has to have back a kind of money.
Oh, wherever you want.
No. When you are an employee.
Because in Colombia you have to wait until 6 for the retirement.
Oh no, it's kind of retirement, but just for employee people. So for
It's like a SRS.
yeah, yeah, something like that. It's unemployment help.
No, but it's a good idea.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money, but yeah.
Yeah.
But and so I had that, but it's small amount. For example, I had something like 2,000 per month.
For pay the rent, food, and that's it.
Yeah, but just for people who don't know the life in Paris,
Well, yeah.
2,000 in Paris is absolutely nothing.
Yeah. That's a good clarification.
And so that began this project. For the first 6 months, I think it was okay. But, slowly but surely
Yeah,
it
you
became
you
harder
yeah.
and more complicated and blah, 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 blah. Especially about money, because, for example, when I paid my rent, I just had 700 to pay everything else. So it's super complicated. So the first clue...
And no social life at all.
No social life at all.
No travels at all.
So no, it's kind of complicated. But the first beginning of the hand was I stopped to take breakfast to save money. I stopped to.
Okay.
So it looks super stupid, but it was a strategy to say, okay, I don't have money, I have to continue to work because it will work later, blah 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 blah. So okay, how to save money, reduce, and so I stopped to have a breakfast. I think 2 or 3 months after, I took about, okay, what I can stop again to do
To save more money.
to save more money. And it's at this moment, I took about stop to have dinner.
Okay.
Only 1 meal per day. And I think it's at this moment I had a new click. I say to myself, okay, what are you fucking doing? yeah, you will stop to eat for what?
Yeah.
For a project with complicated, blah, 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 because I had a co-founder with me who was in charge, he was CEO, so in charge of the business and things like that, and things was not going well with him. So I said to myself, okay, it's really the kind of entrepreneurship you want?
Yeah.
No fucking way. So I stopped at this moment because it was too much. I was starving.
Yeah.
I was tired. I had her was kind of complicated to handle. No, complicated to handle. Complicated and not in the same mood, not in the same mindset than me. And it was complicated. So okay, I say after 1 year, okay, let's stop writing because I need to move to it. I need to feel better because when it's like that, you have a lot of anxiety. began to have trouble with your health and things like that. So okay,
Yeah.
let's stop, just stop. So I stopped at this moment. I left this company I co-founded, and I go back to be employee as chief technical officer. So the boss of the tech into a company. But once again, I joined a very small company where everything had to be done. It was great adventure, basically. So, but once again, after 4 months, I left them. I left them. But it was more for political things because it was a startup. Was booked at 60% by a big group, but a non-technical group. So it was kind of complicated. And it was a good idea to stop with them because a few months after they had a huge clash and the CEO was fired and they had a justice procedure. So it was a huge mess. So I had the nose for this kind of thing. But after that, I became freelancer.
Okay.
Basically, I left this last company. But I say to them, hey, let's continue to work together as freelancer because I love the project. Basically, it's going well between the CEO and me. And it just because I feel that politically with a big group behind the scene is kind of mess. So I continue to work with them as
That's
freelancer.
a good idea.
So it was the very beginning of my freelancer adventure.
Okay. I have a question. Réfléchir.
No, une réflexion.
Reflection. Because you say something super important. It's not the kind of entrepreneur I would like to be. And I think it does make huge difference because when you become to be an entrepreneur, you think it is just only one kind of only one type of entrepreneurship. And when you really live this kind of thing, like unconsciously, you are doing sacrifices, but sacrifices with your health, sacrifices with your mindset, sacrifices with your body. And it's kind of complicated to stop that. For me, I never stopped to it. No recommendation.
No, not good idea at all.
But I received client, and for a while I had I don't know 10. Not client, boss. And it was super hard for handle, so it was anxiety, trust anxiety. So I think when you say it, it's not the kind of entrepreneur I would like to be. It's not the kind of entrepreneur I would like to live. And I think most of the time, you when you start to this career, this goal, this project, you think you have just only work on just only task, only route, and finally it's not like that. Most of the time we lose the control because we are not ready to take decisions, because we are afraid, because we don't know the trip or we don't know the route, and it's totally normal. But when you put yourself in kind of danger, in any case, food, stress, sickness, no time for yourself, no time for your partner, that's a red flag. You have to pay attention.
And I think I had 1,000
me
red
too.
flags.
And but for the people are just start with their business, I would like to say that. I mean, you have to choose what kind of entrepreneur you want to be.
Yes, but no. Because I think it's super complicated to choose what kind of entrepreneur you want to be without had lived what is to be entrepreneur.
Yeah, but if you are living in a... You have to pay attention to the red flags.
Yeah, you have to pay. But in the other hand, it's more easy to say, hey,
because
be careful,
I don't
blah,
want...
blah.
Yeah, no, but...
Attends. I think it's super easy for us to say, hey, dude, listen, you have to be careful, than to live it. Because once you lived it, at least one time, you understand what are your mistakes. So that's why sometimes I think it's a good idea to do mistakes. Because
I agree with the mistake. I think
you print it better way into your mind.
You have to learn. But when you lose the control of your life, it's super dangerous. And that's my point. Because some people, because they want money, and it's totally okay to have money. I mean, I'm totally agree. But it's not put yourself in danger. You want to have money, you want to make money, you want your business work, but in what way?
Yeah. Yeah, because there's things more important than that.
Yeah. And
But really, I think it's super complicated to know exactly what kind of entrepreneur you want to be when you never have been an entrepreneur. It's like, for example, I will do very straight, but for example, it's like, it's super complicated to know what kind of relationship with a guy or a girl you want to have when you never had before.
yeah, but I don't want, for example, have a relationship with a girl if I don't. I dislike girls.
Yeah, no, but okay.
You
It's
know?
like, yeah. No,
I mean,
no.
I want the people. I want the entrepreneurs try everything because they have to. But I don't want they try things gonna be dangerous for them.
Yeah, no, of course. Okay. But on the other hand, there's things you will learn by doing it. But
Yeah, for sure.
You think it's, I don't know, for example, you think it's a good idea to be super active on Instagram. So you are working, you are posting, blah, 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 and at the end, at the very end, you understand that, okay, it's not your thing.
Yeah, and it's okay. Don't be super active.
Yeah, but you understood it because you did it.
No.
You know my point?
Yeah, no.
Experience.
Strategies about the actions, it's totally normal. Before COVID, I was in Buenos Aires, long time ago, but I learned several things in my first launch of a small course. I remember it's workshop. I remember it was $20-30. But I learned so much things, and when that's the other part of the be entrepreneur, because you are growth, you evolve. And for example, right now my launch are not the same than before,
Yeah.
but of course I learned to do it better because I did it 1,000 times. No, but this really, I think after 1 year you can choose what entrepreneur you want to be.
Yeah.
So it's different. It's a different point between
Yeah.
try everything because you have to learn, because you have to do it, because you don't know which one, what even for us, I still knowing myself as an entrepreneur, because some things I don't like anymore and some things I like right now, and you learn because you are doing it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop to sleep.
No, yeah.
Because I did it. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna take care of myself because I did it. I work, I don't know, 15 hours per day. And right now I say, okay, I did it once, and it was okay. I need it in this moment. Thank you. This natty, but right now, no fucking way.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
So you have to, after 1 year, because it start to be complicated to handle.
Yeah.
And
And just to finish this topic, I will quote a very famous brand, Nike, and Nike say just do it. And I think entrepreneur, that's the secret sauce. Do it, because by doing it, you will learn what is working and what is not working, what you love to do and what you dislike to do, and this kind of thing. So that's why it's super complicated to, at the beginning, know what kind of entrepreneur and you want to and what you really want to be.
yeah. And you know
But by
what's
doing it, you
different?
will learn to do
Yeah,
it.
but you know what's different? Because I think you are talking about business. I'm talking about
No, even
you
for yourself.
as entrepreneur.
Even for yourself, for example, during this year, I tried several, a lot of way to work. But wake up super early, wake up late, work in the middle of the night, and even also I tried different diet about food and things like that. And it's because I tried a lot of things. Now today I'm 100% sure about what kind of entrepreneur I am and what kind of framework is working.
Okay.
So that's why I tried a lot of things, and
That's super interesting
Yeah.
about the framework.
because everyone is working different way. But I met
That's true.
I met, for example, engineers who are 20 o'clock.
Yeah.
And
At night, yeah.
at night, and it's okay. When you are a manager, you have to deal with that. On the other hand, I know a lot of people,
Yeah.
morning persons who are able to work like killers at 8 o'clock in the morning. For me, it's impossible,
Yeah.
but it's okay. So that's why everyone is different. Every entrepreneur is different, and there's some entrepreneurs who are just working 4 hours per day, and it's totally okay. But they are working like crazy for 4 hours.
Yeah.
There's also people like me who are more working 8 and 10 hours per day, but more slowly but surely. So it's okay. So just you have to find your way to be entrepreneur. You find your way to work. I think it's also true when
Having
you are,
limits.
have limits, of course,
Yeah.
but also find the way you are the best. To find this, I don't know to define it, but this.
Spicy.
No. Spice is more the moment where
You're more productive.
you are more productive. You're good in what you are doing, and it's important as entrepreneur. But I think it's also super important as employee.
Human and you.
As me, yeah. So that's why, for example, as manager of company and of team, I always say to the guy I'm managing, hey, I'm not your nanny. So just you have a mission, do your mission. I don't fucking care if you are doing it from 6 o'clock in the morning to 20 o'clock in the night, or if you are beginning to work at 10 or things. I mean, it's your business, not mine. Just we have a mission. If you do it in that way or that way, it's your problem, not mine.
Okay.
So, and that is my way to manage. I know it's super complicated into a lot of companies because, you have to be at 9 o'clock at the office, blah, 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 blah. So, but I think when you have the opportunity to work from home, to work into a startup where it's more flexible, you have to maybe to force the thing to say, hey, that is my way to work. In this framework, I'm the best. Let me do it.
Okay.
So, and for me,
That's
I'm totally okay with that. I'm managing like that. So after years, there are roles and blah, 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 blah. Basically, if there is a guy or a girl in front of me who say, hey, sorry, I will not work from 6 o'clock because I'm sleeping. Okay, but if you, at 10 you are woke up and working, and you are working very well until 20, it's totally okay for me. In the other hand, there's some people who love to work very early in the morning, but at 16, they are no longer here. And it's also totally okay. So, and as entrepreneur, you have to find this thing where you are feeling good. There's a word for that. There's not, I forgot the word.
Even in French?
Yeah, no, even in French.
Okay.
But where you, it's like when you are running, for example, you are doing workouts.
You have to know your climax.
Yeah, but also, there's always, especially when you are running, and I know you dislike running, but for people who are for the runners, they will understand. There's always a moment where it's hard, and suddenly you don't really why, you feel like you are flying.
Okay.
At that moment, and the goal is to find this kind of feeling when you are walking.
Okay.
Where you found the perfect way to work, the perfect workspace, the perfect schedule. Okay, did you took a coffee before? Or, I mean, a lot of things like that.
Yeah.
And it's at this moment you will be the best employee, but also the best entrepreneur.
Okay. Super interesting. Okay, we were in you become to be freelancer for the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. Working for a small company, but as freelancer.
Yeah.
How much time?
I was freelancer.
Both.
So I worked for this, but it was kind of irregular. So I had also clients in the same time, but I worked for them for 1 year, something like that. No, maybe less. No, 9 months. Yeah, 9 months, something like that. But it was super easy for me. It was a company I knew because I was employee into this company before. So it was kind of
a river.
yeah, it was super easy. I mean, basically I was doing exactly the same thing I was doing as employee, but as contractor, freelancer. So it was pretty the same. But after I had to find my first client, my first real client. So it was more complicated, but once again, I tried a lot of things different.
Okay.
And I found my way.
Okay, stop. You finished your mission as freelancer, and after next day.
No, because that's the point. Because at the beginning for my former employee, my former employer, I was working at the beginning full time, but after not half time, it was less than half time. So I had to find in the same time another client.
Okay.
So I think I always have at least 2 clients in the same time.
Okay.
But for the second one, I found it through a freelancing platform called super famous in France. I think also in Europe. But it was my first real client, new client I met. And like that, I was able to work with my former employer at the same time. So like that, I was working 10 hours per day and had two clients in the same time.
Okay. Okay. And you had 2 clients.
Yeah.
How you become to be an
Cheap.
Okay.
Because when you are freelancer, for me, you are entrepreneur.
Okay.
Because be entrepreneur is run a business, run your own business,
business.
basically. Uh, so if you are freelancer but not entrepreneur, I don't really get how you can do it. You just here and say, and that's it.
Yeah.
Not working. You have to show what you are doing, to say to the people, hey, I'm the best.
Sell yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, sell yourself, be your own media, basically. And that's why I began to work on LinkedIn.
Okay. There is.
Yeah, there is. There is. Because, for example, the first client I found it through a friend.
Malta.
But Malta. But it was kind of, really, I got into this platform, and 2 days after, I had first client.
Okay.
But after, it's more complicated. Because, okay, you have luck just one time, not 2 times. And that's why I began to go on LinkedIn and improve my network and post and talk about things I'm doing, my things I took positions about some topics and things like that. And slowly but surely, I was more visible to the other people. And also, slowly but surely, I began to have leads.
Potential client.
Yeah, and people would just send me a message. Hey, I have seen this post, interested by your posing. Can we talk?
Okay.
And it's like that through LinkedIn and through social media, you can have leads for you being visible.
Okay.
It takes time. You have to.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Because I would like to know, but I know, but I would let the people know, how LinkedIn is working for you, kind of business, because you are an engineer.
Yeah.
I am on LinkedIn, but also I am on Instagram, and there is a huge difference.
Yeah.
Between both platforms. But I'm curious because at the beginning you taught me how do it in LinkedIn, but super different. Your niche, your target is specific.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah.
become to be your principal social network for your business and have clients and potential clients all the time.
I think being an engineer or being whatever, it's pretty the same on LinkedIn because as an engineer, I was talking about my topics.
Yeah.
Okay, as a web engineer or digital blah, how I will code this thing, why I love this, why I think it's better to do that in that way instead of that way.
Okay.
You know, and you're talking about things you are doing in your life. Your experience, your thing like that. And by doing that, people who are interested by the same thing, people who are in the same kind of business, will be also interested and will comment, will talk to you, will say, I think you're right, but blah, 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 blah. And you are creating kind of connection, creating kind of a community, but something like that. And into this community, into this connection, you will have people say, hey, this guy look great. I need him to solve my issues, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So if you are an engineer, it's that, but it's the same thing if you are a photographer. It's the same thing if you I don't know, anything. I mean, just by talking about what you are doing, what your topics and things like that, you will have automatically people who are interested by these topics. So it's not easy. It's not
magic.
Yeah, it's not magic. You have to do it often and take your time.
How many days you are posted?
Depending. I'm trying to post 2 or 3 times per week. Sometimes more. Sometimes I'm not posting.
Nothing.
Yeah. So that's why you have a lot of people who say, hey, you have to post every day, several times per day. But the most important thing is to post good content.
Okay.
For example, I know a guy, I worked with him months ago. He never posted on LinkedIn, but he did one post 2 days ago. He had 500,000 views.
Wow!
And you know, he's never posting, but he did just one post with very great post. 500,000 views, 3,000 reactions. No, wow. It's fucking great post. But he posts just time per month.
Yeah.
So, but his content is very accurate. It's super great content. So, okay, when he's posting, it's
blow your mind.
Yeah. Okay. So that's why, and on the other hand, you have people who are posting 2 or 3 times per day, and it's kind of snaps.
Yeah.
it's working also, but
For visibility, maybe, but I don't know if for clients.
yeah, that's the point. Because the point also, you have what we call the social proof.
Yeah.
Say, this guy has 50,000 followers, looks to be someone important.
Yeah.
Yes, but no. If you are posting shitty things every day, yeah, you will have a lot of followers, but it means you are someone excellent into what you are doing.
Yeah.
In the other hand, maybe you are posting just one per month, but you are posting very good content.
You are creating a kind of impact.
Yeah. And okay, you will have less followers, less activity, but the potential leads will go to see your profile, will be able to see, okay, the content he's creating is fucking great, I will contact him.
Okay.
So it's two different ways. The point by creating content on LinkedIn or on any social network is take time.
Yeah.
And when you're an entrepreneur, you have something else to do
Yeah.
than create content. But in the other hand, you have to do it. So it's really a balance to find, okay, do really I have time and energy to post every day or not? Because the most important thing for business, have clients who make money and things like that. So if you are wasting your time on LinkedIn, you're fucked up.
Okay. Now we are in a really good topic. You said balance. How? Okay. Here's my question. How do you create balance in your life? Because
Good question.
because we are living together. I have my own company. I have also the podcast. And I live here all the time, every day. Sometimes I go to coffee, to work, these kind of things. But we are living together all the time, 24/7.
Yeah.
And you are here with me. We are in different rooms because meeting and kind of things.
Yeah, but there's 4 meters between
But
us.
yeah, there is just one door in the middle. But how you create this balance for you after for us?
Okay. I think, first of all, for me, it's like I told you, I tried different way to work, different frameworks, a lot of things. And at the end, at the end, I found my way to work because I tried a lot of things. For example, I love Pomodoro method. So that is one of my tool to work. But also, for example, I try to wake up early, work from 8 o'clock in the morning, and then stop at 17 and do workouts. It's not working for me because it's a bit hard for me to stop at 17 because I still have always a lot of things to do. That's why since more than 2 years, I'm waking up early, but to do, first of all, workouts. And that's why I'm beginning to work super late at 10 and a half. But when I'm turning on my laptop at 10 and a half, I'm woke up since more than 4 hours. I did workouts, I took shower, I had a real great breakfast, ready to fight and have a day.
Okay.
So I try a lot of things to find my own balance. Also, for example, I really take time to cook breakfast, to cook a very, very good lunch and good dinner. And that's why I'm taking at least 2 hours break for the lunch to have time to cook. And that makes me balance into my life. And I met also freelancers, also entrepreneurs who, for example, prefer simply take a 30 minutes lunch break to finish more early and go to cinema, run, blah, blah, after. But it's not my way to work, it's their way to work.
Yeah.
It's okay. So it's the same thing. Try and to look for what is your the best framework for you. So that, and with you it was pretty easy because basically you have the same.
Yeah, no, we had really pretty similar lifestyle. I woke up a little bit late than you.
Yeah. Oh, really?
We have really good, I don't know it's the name schedule because it looks like we are just straight, but actually no.
It is, but no, I mean,
It's naturally.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did it, but for example, he woke up early, do workouts, while he's taking shower and workouts after I go to take shower, and
while you take shower, I'm preparing the breakfast.
We are having breakfast together, and after we work until until 13
for depending.
We meet again for lunch, and that's it.
And we go back to work.
To work, and after
Until-
for dinner for 20.
Yeah, but
21.
you stopped to work before me.
Yeah.
You stopped around 19 and a half. And at 19 and a half, I'm still working.
Yeah, but also because you are cooking the lunch
Yeah.
and this kind of things, and I'm not. I can go
Ah.
to work before.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah,
So-
but for example, me at the beginning, you was working 15 hours per day, but now you.
Oh, no. Oh, the fucking way. No, because that's something I learned from my first entrepreneur adventure. Because, okay, even if you have a lot of ideas, even if you create a lot of things, as human beings, it's impossible to be really focused for 10, 12 hours. Impossible. There's a lot of scientific studying about that. And the reality is, I think per day you cannot be more than 3 or 4 hours really focused. Yeah. And that's why the Pomodoro method is very great.
Yeah.
Because you are doing a deep focus 20 minutes and you take a break.
Yeah.
So it looks short, but the reality is fucking working well with me.
Okay.
So that's why, and for example, today, there's days where I'm just working 5 hours, much more productive than when I was working 10 hours. Because
Okay.
working 10 hours, you are tired, you are forcing yourself, you are pushing yourself to work, and you are doing more mistakes. And
Yeah.
so it's counterproductive.
Okay.
So that's why it's better to work 4, 5, 6 hours, but work well and work with all your power and your mindset, your mind totally ready to work, than to be half tired. Yeah, because you will do half things,
Yeah.
basically. So no,
A lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and that's why great entrepreneurs who are working just 2, 3 hours, because they are working super well, super efficiently, and it's enough.
Yeah.
Just you have things to do it, and after go to read, go to learn new things, take time for you, go to rest, to do workouts. Because also, I think when you have a peaceful mindset, a peaceful spirit, you are better in what you are doing, basically.
Okay.
So that's why it's unnecessary to work 10, 12 hours per day.
Okay. But also with the balance we were talking. For example, how you handle the weekends, the troubles.
Yeah, when I was alone working on the weekend.
But now you're not.
Yeah, and there's MotoGP and Formula One, so no, and I think basically we are working on the weekend, but we are working less.
Depending of the weekend.
Yeah, depending, but a normal weekend where we are staying here in Paris and we have nothing special to do, we'll work less, but we will work. So for us, I think the weekend is more 2 days where we can more choose. Yeah, see what happens. Let's see where the wind brings us. More, okay, do a reward or no. It's not a kind of mandatory day.
Okay.
But from the Monday to the Friday, yeah, we will work. It's mandatory because it's like that. But on the weekend, it's more relaxed. It's more, okay, we will work if we want to work.
Yeah.
Not if we.
We have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think for me, it's totally, because there's a moment where you tell me, okay, hey, I need to work, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. Okay, it's okay. And sometimes it's the same for me.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of flexible days.
Yeah, and we can talk about it. For example, there is weekend when I just would like to go outside, walk, and have coffee. It's kind of, and it's today to just stay for the work and go to do something else, because also it's necessary. And I think this is my other question. It's how we cut the line between job and personal life, because it's super tricky. At the beginning was because we are working in the same house. We are working 20, but also our jobs. It's not some we sometimes I need your advice, and sometimes you need my advice. So, but after work, we have a life. I mean, a personal life. We are planning our wedding. We are planning our trips. We are planning personal projects. I mean, just us
Yeah.
know about jobs. So how you do it? And after our
I know why you asked me that. No, oh shit. Attends. I know why you asked that because I think.
Bueno, regresamos porque tuvimos unas fallas técnicas el día de ayer, así que hoy ya regresamos. Entonces, I know. So this is because yesterday we had some issues with the microphones.
But we are professional.
So we come back today to finish. I think it's gonna be 2 parts of the podcast. Okay. So we were talking about how you find this balance between the weekends, because when you are entrepreneur, it's something super hard to stop in the weekends because you don't have super super schedule, so you don't have this kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, you are your own boss.
Yeah.
So that means you are the worst boss possible for yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
So and even it's super complicated to stop on the weekend, but you just basically stop at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that I think it's one of the most difficult part to be entrepreneur, to be your own boss, to have to run your own company. Is you can and you want work 24 hours per day. You won't continue. You want to fix the issues you have. Blah 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 blah. But no, you have a moment you have to stop to just do something else. I think it's more easy when you are with someone because you have someone to push you, to repeat, to say, hey, dude, you have to stop. But when, for example, you are alone, it's more easy to say, no, I don't care. I'm alone, I'm doing what I want. So it's super complicated. And I think really I'm not good about that.
Maybe.
Maybe. But I'm improving, and also there is kind of reality. It's the best ideas you can have. It's when you are not working. I mean, I no longer count the number of good ideas I had when I was taking shower, when I was running outside, when I was just not working. And I don't know why, but at this moment,
Suddenly you have the
yeah, it's because you are not thinking about that. Suddenly you have the idea, the answer.
You let your brain breathe.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. We were talking also about, for example, when you are in social media, more specific, at least in my view, Sharon, you have this perfect life. You have this perfect thing, the perfect business. When you woke up, you have hundred of sales in your Instagram account, you DM. You go to do workout, you have the motivation every day, and the discipline. Wow. But I think it's a big mistake. I think that just push the button when you feel you're just doing nothing, and you become to be a dude. Made this comparison with yourself, and finally you are doing nothing, and you are nothing. Your business is going nowhere. How you handle these kind of things?
First of all, it's okay to do nothing because we're machines.
Yeah.
We cannot be always at the top. I mean, it's impossible to be at 100%, 120% every day. It's just impossible. And also, the motivation doesn't exist. I mean, motivation is.
You have a shot of energy, but it's sporadic. I mean, it's not all the time.
But you believe into the discipline than into the motivation, because you have discipline, you will have what we call motivation. But some days it's totally okay to just don't want, because it's a part of. It's a little bit like you are doing a diet to lose weight. Okay, you will be careful with your food, blah blah blah, but it's okay to one day, one time per week to eat a junk food. It's the same with the discipline, with the motivation and the work. You cannot be at 100% 7 days per week. It's okay to, one day you don't know why, you just don't want work, you are tired, blah, blah, blah. Okay, just chill. It's okay, it will be better tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that we have to deal with that. Just as you say, it's totally okay to, just drop it and see you tomorrow, dude. Because right now I'm not in the mood.
Yeah, and once again, when you are running a company, when you are your own boss, you are not running a sprint, you are running a marathon. So that means, you don't care if today you are less productive than yesterday. The most important thing is to do it day after day after day, for weeks, for years. And it's, for example, the best CEOs, the best entrepreneurs, it's a guy, I don't know, 10 years of experience, 20 years of experience. They are doing that since 20 years, not since 2 years, since 20 years. That's why they are the best. So that's your goal, that's your purpose. If you want to be the best, do it for a long time, not with high intensity, intensity, but we like a marathon. Do it in a long way.
Last time I post something about, you just follow the results quick. And when you, how explain that? Because I did it in Spanish. When you want to lose weight, for example, you go into the gym, you subscribe, you start a new diet, totally okay. But for a while, you the first month, you are knowing the goal you would like to be. So, because for example, you want, I don't know, lose 10 kilos, 10 pounds. But you know what happened at the end of this month when you are not losing or you are not making the goal, you are not doing it. When you are following these quick results with you immediately results, super dangerous for. I don't care the goal you have, but specific in business, you cannot run in a business when you want to make 10,000 the next month when you don't even have a year in your business, when you don't know even yourself. And it's super complicated, and I think you have to be super careful with the people you are following, because the people you are following maybe silly, but sometimes, make an impact in your life. The people you're following, the people you're listening, the podcast you are listening, news you are reading, the books you are reading. I mean, the people who make you society. I mean, it's super complex when you are an entrepreneur to take care of you in all the areas. Maybe it's something silly, but for me, made huge difference to, okay, I'm gonna talk with business with the people can really understand what is going on in my life right now. And I think when you follow this immediately, is quick results, you always gonna do huge mistakes. And it's not just in your business for your decisions, but also in your personal life, because you're gonna be frustrated all the time. Your anxiety gonna be up. It's something you have to deal. You have to be super conscious to say, hey, it's not like that is working. I mean, it's okay with the people do it. There is unicorns.
Not a lot.
In the world, but it's not. And it's not alone. We cannot expect to. Okay, I'm gonna create a business, and the next month I'm gonna make 10,000, and I'm gonna be rich in 1 year. I mean, that could happen, but in the normal life, it's not that simple.
That's a manifest effect of the social network. You see the good thing, because also the people used to share the good things on social networks. But once again, I mean, what you see on social networks is maybe 5% the reality. And after, when you dig into that, okay, for example, you can see someone who say, hey, I made 10,000 this month. Okay, 10,000 what? 10,000 business incomes, 10,000 profits, 10,000 incomes, personal incomes. I mean, 10,000 means nothing. Okay, and you made 10,000, but how much you spent to make this 10,000? If you, for example, you make 10,000 of business incomes, but you put 12,000 into Google
you
Ads,
have nothing.
Basically you lose 2,000. So that's the point, and that's why there's a lot of bullshit, there's a lot of fake things on social media. I sent you an application about that, to create fake dashboard, fake Stripe dashboard.
Oh, was that? Okay.
To create fake data to show to the world that you are making money, but everything is absolutely fake. Some people are using that to pretend to be successful and then to sell something. So we have to be super careful, because most of the people who are really doing business are not talking about numbers, because numbers means nothing. Are more.
You cannot qualify your business because you have 1,000 today, and the next one 3,000, and the next one 10,000, because finally, I did a post also on LinkedIn about that, because even for no, even not for money, but even for numbers, for metrics, you can verify your job, your effort, and your skills just because you have a viral post, or you make 3,000, or because I mean there is thing you have to celebrate. There is thing. I mean there is success you have to enjoy, but once again you have to take care of the other part, because when you that's the other lie. We keep in mind the business is just growing up,
No.
and that's not always like that. When you have a business, growing up, but also go down and go up, and it's like that. You can know, I don't know, have 1,000 in January, 2,000 February, 3,000 March. I mean, it's not working like that.
Yeah, it's just exponential.
No.
There's business where it's like that. There is companies
For
made
sure.
that, but for example, Nvidia, but it's
huge.
Yeah, and it's for a lot of different reasons. And but for example, when you are a freelancer, you know you have a kind of seasons for your business. For example, me, I knew the first quarter is a mess because it's the beginning of the year. The companies are doing their the budgets and things like that. So you know, from January to March, it's almost impossible to find a new client. But in the other hand, I knew that second quarter, fourth quarter are the best because second quarter you are launching your year, you have the budgets. It will be the holidays, summer holidays, blah blah blah. So companies are more open to hire. End of the year for the last quarter, you can still have budgets. You have to finish your project, your roadmap before the end of the year. So also at this moment, companies are open to hire people. But from the first and the third are the worst quarters to find new mission. So that's why when you are running your own business, especially as freelancer, you have to be aware of these kind of things and prepare yourself to say, okay, I know there's 3 months where maybe I will make zero, and I made zero incomes for 3 months, and okay, it was uncomfortable, but I wasn't surprised. Also, on the other hand,
and you were prepared for that.
Because I knew it. I mean, I knew it would not
How
be
it's working.
So that's why you have to prepare yourself to have top months. Where months, okay, you have a lot of clients, a lot of leads, and a lot of people who want to work with you. And the month after, nothing at all. Because it's depending only about yourself, it's depending about the season, about the economical things, about
the things out of your control.
Yeah, you cannot control everything. But you can and you have to be aware to prepare yourself to face it. That's a big difference.
No, I'm totally agree, and that's why I say like I mean it's not going up all the time. You have to that's why you cannot modify your effort in your business just because there is months like that, because really you cannot control when the sales gonna have, or where the client gonna be with you or gonna hire you. And I think that it's a good point, and that's why I say that on stories, because there is people think more. I did that mistake. More fast you go, more results you're gonna have. But the reality is not always like that. You can go fast. You can go slow. You can go the rhythm you want. But finally, the results you're gonna have the results if you do the things well.
Yeah. And we have to keep in mind there is no easy money.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make money more easily, but you have to accept you can also lose this money very easily.
Yeah.
But if you want to make a strong money, strong business, stable business, yeah, of course it will take more time.
It's more a stable business, because when you have the basis, build this basis, I mean, you have to make mistakes. And that is the part, it's awful and no one want to deal. But it's super necessary. I mean, you're gonna do it anywhere. In any case, you have to be there. What is the big mistake you remember? You say, damn, Why I did that?
I made a lot of mistakes.
But one, remember because taught you something or.
When I co-founded my first company with the wrong guy, because okay, I believed in him, but I didn't dig more far than that. I was used to work with him because I was employee into his company, but I didn't dig inside the, the spirit of the guy, the mindset of the guy, or what his goals and things like that. So that's why I think I learned a lot of things by doing this mistake. Because tomorrow I will launch a new project with another associate, and I was much more careful. The grit you have, why you want to run a company, why you want to take this risk, and okay, and what happens if we make money, what happens if we don't make money, and this kind of thing. And at the very first time with this guy, I was not aware about this kind of topic, wasn't aware about these things, and that's why it's a big mistake because
Is your associate?
yeah,
I mean, there is money in the middle. There is
yeah.
business in the middle.
But in the other hand, by doing this mistake,
Okay.
I'm better today because I'm more careful. I learn things from these mistakes. That's why if it's Gandhi or another guy who say, "I'm never losing, I'm learning."
Oh yeah, I know.
Something like
The
that.
sentence. No, I know
And
the sentence.
I think it's true. Okay, you are doing mistakes, but from those mistakes, you are learning things. And the goal is not to do the same mistake twice. Because if you did the same mistake twice, I mean, yeah, you're stupid. There's something
yeah.
you didn't learn.
Yeah. And you have to repeat the same. Okay.
I think yeah, it was one of the biggest mistake.
Okay, well, congrats because you did it
Thanks.
better this time. Okay, I would like to come back to the part when we were talking about our relationship and how we are handling this kind of thing happen. Because for running a business as a man, a male, is super different than running a business as a woman. You have the same energy almost all the month. I don't have it. And I don't want to say it's complicated because being a woman is not complicated. You have to learn and know your body. But I would like to say, okay, we can create a hypothesis. When I'm not your girlfriend, and you can say how you handle when, for example, I don't know, today I just want your girlfriend want to be in the couch, do nothing because it's, I don't know, it's she has her period and she's not in the mood, or when she's frustrated. Because when you are a woman running a business, it's impossible to don't be connected with your emotions. And you have cycles. So there is one day I can record 6 videos in a row. I day when I don't want even do a story. And how you are the support as a boyfriend, future husband.
Yeah. I think the answer is pretty easy because I don't have choice. I mean, I cannot choose or force you to be in the mood or not. I mean, it is what it is. So, as future husband, my job is to support you, help you, and be next to you when you are crazy and have a lot of ideas and help you. But also be next to you when you just want to lay down on the couch and do absolutely nothing. It's okay. It's totally okay. At this moment, my job is to bring you a tea or coffee, and that's it. I mean, I mustn't force you and say, no, you don't fucking care of your period, blah, blah. No, because first of all, I'm a guy, I cannot feel what you are feeling. Impossible. But my job and my mission at this moment is to be with you, to support you even in those moments. And okay, you are not in the best moment of your cycle to work and to be at the maximum. Okay, what I can do for you.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's super important because I know other entrepreneurs, they are with the no entrepreneur husband or partner.
No.
And it's super complicated to explain how you are feeling and how you deal with so much frustration
Yeah.
when you have a business with the frustration. Sorry. And how you, as a partner, as a future husband,
I feel pressure.
deal with that, because no, I would like to maybe the word is not teach, but I would like to bring that subject in the table to say to the guys outside my community. It's I don't know, 80% of girls. I know 80% of girls maybe they have with partners who doesn't who doesn't who don't who are not entrepreneurs. They have contract, they are employees, so they don't know with all the emotion we are.
Not as a woman, you have this moment of the month where you are totally down.
Yeah, but
and
it's
sometimes
different.
it's worst.
Yeah, but it's different because when about the cycle, about the period, about the all this kind of thing.
I don't, because entrepreneur, not, you have to face it, you have to deal with it, and it's not easy. For example, as a boyfriend of husband, even if you would not be entrepreneur, I would have to help you, to stand next to you, to support you in those moments. So be or not entrepreneur, according to me, doesn't change really the things. Because-
Okay, but
But
you in when you're running a business, you are in a pool of frustration sometimes.
yeah.
And that's my question: how you handle as a husband? Because
Yeah.
once again, it's super complicated when that other partner employee doesn't don't understand what's happening. Why you have so
Yeah.
much frustration in your life and in your day. Sorry.
Attends.
Plus, if you're gonna have your period, and plus if you are of the moment you not maybe you're not in pain, but when you know it's that lutea phase when you are more irritable, or when you are headache, when you have headache, and you
Drink water.
yeah, or you don't have enough energy, or you clients are I don't know crazy. There is moment everything is just together and you
Yeah.
are just swimming and try to survive.
Yeah. No, first of all, I think it's kind of unfair advantage we have because we are both entrepreneurs, so we both understand each other.
Yeah.
Things like that. So, yeah, it's much more easy for us to handle this kind of topics because we absolutely understand.
Yeah.
And even if I think we have a different way to be entrepreneur, for example, you're emotional than me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm super involved with my clients.
Yeah, me, I take a little bit too much distance with my clients sometimes.
That's true.
Yeah, and that's why, for example, sometimes when you have trouble with some clients, we are talking about that. You don't know how to, not say bad things, but at least have
Confrontation.
a confrontation.
I hate that. I have to do a podcast
Yeah.
about confrontation, but anyway.
But for example, me jumping into
Yeah.
it without any hesitation. So we are talking a lot about different ways to do that. But in the other hand, sometimes I'm questioning you about, okay, that topic, I know it's more about emotions, about not psychology, but some kind of, and I know you can help me about that. So first of all, I think we really help each other when we have doubts, when we have questions, when we also reach our own limits.
Yeah.
We can talk about that. And after, once again, about your female period and things like that, when you are frustrated, when you are in, I mean, I just need to talk to you and listen. I mean, I think it's more listen than talk, because it's a way also for you to externalize and put all the frustration you can have outside, and the frustration. Sometimes you are just angry and I don't really understand why. But okay, okay, tell me what happened. Just don't talk and just come and eat and watch a movie and something like that. I mean, and so again, I think entrepreneur or not, it's kind of mission as boyfriend, as future husband, kind of duty, something I have to do because you are doing the same for me. Sometimes I'm frustrated for any reason, and you are here for me. So it's kind of
Team.
Yeah,
Teamwork.
teamwork, and things like that. So I think being entrepreneur doesn't change many things about that.
Yeah, I in my past life I have a ex-boyfriend employed all his life, but some topics it was super hard to explain him, and it was not the support
Yeah.
I would like to have in this moment, and that's why I put the question, because sometimes even if your partner, guy, female, whatever, doesn't understand, you have to listen just.
Yeah. Also, I suppose you haven't at this moment a friend who is also entrepreneur or something like that. So yeah, there's topics you have to talk about that with another entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Because someone who is employee, someone who is doing something else will not understand because he's not living that.
Yeah.
But if you talk with someone else who already lived that problem, that situation, he or she will be more able to help you, to understand, to give you advices and things like that. So I think I don't want to recommend to people who are entrepreneurs to be with an entrepreneur. But
No, because also
no.
it's something. I mean,
No, it's not a solution.
yeah. More than be with a other entrepreneur, you have to keep in mind not all the entrepreneurs are good people.
Yeah.
And good entrepreneurs.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're gonna be with other entrepreneur, that not mean gonna be a successful relationship, because there is two things: be entrepreneur and be a partner.
Yeah.
And that's totally different. In our case, I think we build the basis at the beginning, first of all, because when I arrived and I decided to stay in Paris, we have small talk for, I don't know, 1 week to figure out the things, how it's gonna work in the relationship, but also in the routine, and also the limits. Also, okay, maybe it's for example, what it for you, the word infidelity, for example.
Yeah.
No, for me, it's the moment you are talking with the other guy texting. Okay. No, for me it's the same. So okay, we are on the same page.
Yeah, we defined the rules of our relationship.
Yeah, I think even if I mean, the partner, it's okay if it's an employer or it's an entrepreneur, but doesn't mean your relationship gonna be success because that.
Because there's kind of pact between us.
Yeah.
Kind of rules we defined together.
Yeah, and I think we build our routine super easily, but yeah, sometimes we are no perfect couple, but sometimes we are crushing because, for example, our time is not the same, our framework is not the same, because I need more space to talk for the podcast, for my videos, for my routines, and you the same. So our flat is just one room, so it's complicated to figure out. Huh?
No, it's not one room.
I mean, it's one room for sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a living room. We are not living in. But no, the point is that, so it's super complicated to handle some things at home. But I think it's talking, communication, and for figure out
And put limits.
and yeah, know how communicate the limits.
Yeah.
Because for me, and even in your relationship, in your business, if you have limits but you don't know how communicate, you are just an asshole.
No, you are not an asshole, but you will have
for me,
unnecessary crashes
For
and
me,
fights.
yes. Because you're gonna be hurt.
Yeah, no, I get your point.
So it's pretty the rules we have since we decide to be and live together. So that's my point of view.
Yeah, no, I get it. But once again, it changes nothing if you are entrepreneur or not.
No.
It's more, okay, how you handle a relationship with someone who will be next to you every day, every hour, because basically, I mean, we are working here. We are seeing each other every time. So I think it was much more because of that, to put these limits, to define those words, and to do this kind of pact between us to, okay, say, okay, we'll be together every time. How we will handle it? What are the limits? How we talk together? How we under this topic and this topic? So
And especially because when you have a partner entrepreneur working at home all the time, sometimes you're gonna lose yourself.
yeah,
I mean, your
individuality.
individuality, and that it's super. I, I think it's not complicated, but you have to keep in mind you have to you need to have this space when it's just
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, you remember I told you being couple is with three people, you, me, and us.
Yeah.
And that's why I think the secret sauce is to accept you, to let space to your partner, to let her or him do things you don't understand, but if she or he loves that, it's totally okay. But I don't understand why you love so much paint and do, artistic things with your hand. But it's okay. I mean, it's not my thing, but it's okay. And in the other hand, you don't understand why I love so much Formula One and MotoGP or play video games. But it's my thing, so you accept it. It's okay.
Yeah.
And like that, we have our own bubble.
Yeah.
But after, we go back into our common bubble.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to have this kind of thing and to accept, and basically you don't have choice and to accept that, because we have individualities before we a couple.
And also you need it. I mean, you need it.
Yeah,
You.
totally.
There is thing I do. For example, date with myself, because be here
And that's
at
a thing I don't really understand.
because be here at home all the time. Also, it's kind of tired. I mean, you become to be. I don't know the sensation. It's not bored, but there is for me this feeling I have to run away because it's too much time here.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to go with my friends and to go to grab coffee, to go and that's make me breathe, make me see people, judge people. And it's super important because I need this kind of moment for me. Because I need to figure out even things I have, I don't know, for my business, for my family, for my friend, for the wedding, there is many things in my mind. And I think I have much more thoughts than you.
Yeah.
And I have to figure out something. I cannot even talk because it's not consciously, Sometimes it's just there. That individuality make me better as a partner. Make me better as a CEO. Maybe better as a daughter. Make me feel better as a friend. So that when you are with yourself, when you connect with yourself, maybe it's a little bit poetic for you, but when you connect with yourself, with the thing you are feeling in you right now, it's you need it. You have to do it.
I get it. I don't feel this need, but for example, when you do that, it's totally okay for me. Okay, if you want to go outside without me and spend time with yourself, okay, just do it. I will be here, or maybe I can join you in 1 hour, blah 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 blah. But I mean, I don't have any reason to be worried. I don't have any reason to reject that, because if you need it and if it's make you feel comfortable and help you to define what do you need, what you need to solve, what have your troubles and blah blah. Okay, I mean, it's totally okay for me, and I don't have other choice than accept that.
Yeah, and plus when I figure out my thoughts, my thing, and my mental I'm kidding.
You're not crazy.
I can no, but make me make click, make unclick in my a click. Ay Dios, make a click in my mind to communicate better what I want.
Yeah.
And if something is not working for me, I can communicate because I know it. And I'm not gonna get mad because nothing. Because okay, getting mad because I feel uncomfortable about that, and how we can figure out how we can fix it, or what do you think, or see, or it's just in my mind, or okay, or if even if it's about, I don't know, it's not personal, but maybe it's about my family or it's about my job, or okay, what do you? I would like your opinion.
Yeah, it helps you to nurturing your ideas and your mind to come back here and say, hey, dude, we have to talk because I talk about that. And you did that a lot of times.
Yeah, I know.
No, but yeah, and we are very different about that, but for me it's totally okay. I mean,
You don't need just play video games.
yeah, no, me,
Cook
no,
and
me. I'm more. I think I'm more. I will not say peaceful because not the word. I think I take more distance with absolutely everything than you, and that's why I'm less disturbed by what happens in the world and by clients, by things that are not going well. I have mostly frustration against myself because I didn't have enough time to finish that, or I'm still have trouble with that and I don't know how to solve it. So yeah, we have a very different way to work and we have different issues. But because we are talking a lot about those topics, we are helping each other to go ahead to solve it, and even if it's in a different way, but at least we are sharing these things.
No, I think I just realized that I get in. I since I'm in therapy, I work on myself. I am more connected with my emotions.
Yeah.
And if I'm more connected with my emotions, of course I'm gonna have more troubles. And I'm gonna be more involved in everything, in everything. And you have something you don't know. It's when you go outside your country, go outside your continent, make you struggle with several things, because when you, this is my second time I'm immigrate, but the is the one of hardest ones, because it's not my language, it's not even my second language, my third language. I'm still learning. I'm still doing big mistakes.
No, but you're making great progress. It's really.
Sometimes it's super hard to be here, and not just as entrepreneur, not just as your girlfriend, but also as a build your new life from scratch.
Yeah, you start from zero.
You literally you start from scratch, and you have to maybe gonna be weird what I'm gonna say, but you have to get some part of you don't know at all. I mean, at all.
Yeah, because you are totally outside of your comfortable zone.
Totally outside. I mean, not totally outside. Totally outside. So it's super complex to deal with something. Even if I bring the topic for us, after it's like, okay, I have to figure out some things I don't even know, and I cannot put that weight in yourself because it's not. First of all, it's not your problem. And second, you don't know either. So it's like, okay, I have to figure out something with my psychologist, with my friends that are also immigrant, to try to feel this empathy.
That I think it's a big topic because as your partner, I cannot have, and I mustn't have the answer to absolutely everyone.
And it's okay.
And it's totally okay. Sometimes you tell me, okay, I will go to see her, blah 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 blah, because I need to talk, and I understand it's to talk about something I cannot help you. Okay, so it's totally okay, because be your partner, that doesn't mean
be everything.
Yeah, be everything. I think it would be a mistake. It just cannot help you about everything. So okay, go to see someone else and go to talk with him or her, and when you come back, we will be able maybe to talk about this topic because you will have an answer
and
more information.
And will be more clear for me. No, it's totally. a small thing, but really it's not small, but for build a relationship as a CEO, as a girlfriend, that part of me, it's never gonna die. It's gonna be evolved. But for example, sometimes I'm gonna hang out with my friends. They are not Colombian, just one, but just friends for other part of the world speaking Spanish, and to feel that empathy, but it's not empathy to say, no, I understand. It's your empathy to, I don't know, sit down and talk about the French people are so fucking annoying. You know, this kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I get it.
And the culture is different, so that fucking music is so boring.
I miss Harry Pass.
Or we can go and cook something, or we can go and just complain. Or just I don't know, update the life or talk about
basically have a social life.
And it's totally okay, because you cannot be my, first of all, you cannot be my emotional trash, and second, it's totally okay to have these contacts, friends, make you feel you still you.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I get it. I get it.
Okay, it's super important topic, because when we are talking about, how be entrepreneur and partner as entrepreneurs, for be a partner as with an entrepreneur, but plus immigrant.
Yeah, it is one of the worst path and less easier way to do the thing, because you are combining two difficult situations.
Yeah, I think that's why I started therapy before I got here, and it was super important to do that. Please, if you are immigrant, please, if you are entrepreneur, please, if you are just a human being, you have to go to therapy to figure out some things you must know about yourself. And that's gonna be super good for you, but also for your partner. So if you are a partner with an entrepreneur as immigrant, please try to understand things are not understandable for you.
No, it's okay.
Because it's I cannot force yourself, for example, to, I don't know, go to Tokyo to live.
No, why not?
No, it's super complex for me to move out again, deal with bureaucracy.
Especially the bureaucracy.
I don't know, maybe it's more easy, maybe it's more fast.
I
don't know, at least here in France it's complicated. And things you are not living, you don't have to do it, but sometimes you have to learn to how deal with that as a partner.
I totally agree.
How is your experience to not be with me, but be with a person as entrepreneur, but plus as an immigrant?
I think I'm not envying your situation, because you are combining this two super complicated projects, and be immigrant, be entrepreneur. You put that together. I think it's one of the worst situations you can have. But in the narrative, because really you didn't choose the easy path, and it's kind of hard reality, because for me it's super easy to be entrepreneur as French guy in Paris in the tech world. I mean, for me it's fucking easy, and I told you several times we are not playing in the same game basically, because for me it's much more easy to have clients and make a lot of money country.
Your own language.
Even if I'm working in English, but it's more easy.
It's still in French.
Yeah.
But it's because entrepreneur is not just sell yourself. Entrepreneur you have to
taxes and
everything.
And bureaucracy.
Bank accounts, clients. I mean, that's the part where for me it's super complex.
Yeah. So that's why I think you basically you are getting stronger because you choose the worst path to do the thing. Does that mean in 3 years you will go? I'm pretty sure you will look behind you and say, damn, damn, I did everything. I mean, all those things, I did it. Because really, you it's like you play a new game and you put immediately into the super hard difficulty.
Mario Kart 2000.
Yeah. The first time you are playing Mario Kart and you are into 200 in the first race. So and yeah, it's super hard, but in the other hand, that means after everything will be so fucking easy for you.
There is I would like to quote, it's gonna be easy, but first have to be difficult.
Yeah. You are 100% into this.
I mean, this part one is so fucking hard sometimes. Because you say, even if it's in English, but even if it's in English, it's still your country.
Yeah.
It's still your town. It's still your culture. It's
Yeah.
still you're gonna. Sometimes well, no, me, because I'm working in Spanish, but sometimes you are speaking more English. We are speaking more English here at home than your own language. But
There are days I'm not speaking French at all.
but we go outside and it's still your language.
Yeah.
It's still your people, annoying people.
Yeah, but really, I think Paris is very specific for that.
Yeah, I think Paris made my life 3 times easier because there is a lot of people. First of all, there is a lot Latin people here.
Yeah.
More than I could imagine.
Yeah.
And second, almost everyone is speaking English. No, yeah, it's true. It's easy, and there is a lot people. I mean, the diversity is huge.
Yeah.
And it's super great to feel I'm fitting.
Yeah. And for example, there's a lot of places where we got and no one was speaking French. There was people speaking English,
Japanese, English, Spanish.
And no language.
Yeah.
So no, that's why Paris is very helpful for that. Because for in the other hand, when we go into my hometown, no one is
Super
speaking.
complicated.
Yeah, there is no Latinos at all. No one is speaking English, and yeah, you feel lost.
Yeah.
And you depend much more to me. So I think, yeah, Paris is kind of not a cheat code, but at least makes the thing more easy. About that.
Yeah, but there is other things, for example, bureaucracy, deal with bank accounts, taxes, contracts in French. So I have to take 2 days to read it, to think about it. But I think on the other hand, I've learned a lot about, not just about me, just life, about, no, I run away from, I'm not run away, but I decide to run away from my country to know the war. The war no one could tell me because no one knew it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's okay, why?
Yeah.
Why this part of the war it's so far, first and second?
And so complicated.
And second, why? Yeah. You know, it's I have to know what's going on there. I jump here and it's amazing, but also it's a little bit as be entrepreneur. You cannot recommend everyone to be entrepreneur. I cannot recommend everyone to immigrant.
No, you need to have both.
Yeah, and ovarios.
Yeah. No.
Or do that.
It's super complicated. I think once again Paris and France and especially Paris make the thing more easy because I think there's the half of Parisian people doesn't come from France basically. But yeah, you need to be strong because once again you didn't choose the easiest path to run your life. So and especially in France because everyone knows the French bureaucracy is a mess. And everything is much more complicated than even in Colombia. In Colombia, you have things. I was super surprised because you can do everything online.
Yeah.
Everything is super fast. But for example, in France, it's still in kind of old school way. You have to go inside, You have to deal with stupid people into the administration.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you once again, it's like you try to play a game in super hard mode at
Yeah.
the very first time.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? I mean, how do you feel to see me to struggle to?
It's kind of fun sometimes, but in the other hand, sometimes I say, "Oh damn, why my country is so complicated? You know, why? There's very things I don't understand. Why it's so complicated? Just for example, open a bank account, because by the law, by the European law, by the human right law, you should have a bank account super easily. But no, not like that. It's working. So just that, for example. Okay, why it's so complicated? So for that, or I mean, I think be with you, open kind of door, but a reality I would not know if be with you, you know, and kind of different way to see the world, the country, the worlds, kind of yeah, different point of view I would not have if I would be with. So that also opened my mind. That make me.
And I think you do family mind.
Yeah, everyone.
I'm not the first. Well, no, now,
No.
no. But,
But you was the first one.
No, but I'm the only one. I'm not speaking French.
Yeah, natively
fluent.
French. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. But I'm the only one. And for
Yeah,
example, I saw your mom try with all her strength to understand my accent, and
It was fun.
yeah, and try to speak slow because when I'm speaking now, I'm speaking English, I will be more fast. But when I'm speaking my native language, you don't think about the rhythm because you just
In automatic.
talk. Yeah. But you saw me 1,000 times struggling, 1,000 times crying because
Oh yeah.
the path I choose is sometimes it's more hard than I would like to have.
Yeah, definitely. But also, yeah, you are kind of. I told you sometimes you are kind of that kryptonite, but a disruption into the force, and you have impact of everyone you meet into my family, even if people you meet here in Paris. You have. I don't know how to explain that, but yeah, you have an impact of everyone because of your situation, because of your choices, and that's super interesting.
And how is your role as a partner in all that situation?
I'm trying to help you, but sometimes it's not in my hands. I mean, sometimes it's more about the laws, or about the bureaucracy, or about the just time. And sometimes we just need to wait and things like that. So, but yeah, I'm trying to help you as much as I can, and yeah. It's like everything. I mean, my duty as partner is to help you, to support you, and to be next to you, to stand next to you when it's complicated, and makes sense.
Yeah, I think I have that support, and I told you 1,000 times, no one support me like that in my life, and I'm so thankful for that, because yeah, I think I'm still growing up, and my business up, everything gonna growing up, but yeah, you have to be, and it's still I have 2 years, and still sometimes I think if this second year becoming to be more easier, but the first year
Oh, it was nice.
it was complicated.
But it was fun also in the other hand.
Yeah, but I took the things in my wrist, thinking that it's a good advice for everyone. To take the things in your own wrist, try to figure out the things in your own way. Because, for example, I could have French courses at the first month, but no, I couldn't make it because it was super. I was dealing with so many things at the same time. It was super complicated. And I'm starting my French courses since almost 5 months ago, and I think it was a good decision. Now I feel more into the country. I feel more into the city. I feel more into the culture.
And basically, I'm not sure it would change something if you learned French before, well, even before Europe, because once again in Paris, you are not in France, you are in Paris, because Paris is really there's France and there's Paris. Paris is kind of country,
Yeah.
and you don't fucking care if you talk English or not in Paris. If you know you will never go outside Paris, you don't fucking care about that.
French.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because everyone is speaking English. But yeah, from the moment if your project to live outside Paris, yeah, at this moment it's absolutely mandatory to speak French and speak well French, because French people are kind of stupid about that. If you do just a mistake, they will say, no, c'est pas comme ça qu'on se dit. No, it's super important and it's super complicated language to learn. So I think if from someone who is watching or listening that want to come in Paris, necessary to speak French. But yeah, if you want to go into Lyon, Marseille, Bordeaux, or
Nice.
Nice, Lille, I mean any other city, yeah, it's mandatory to speak French.
I think from my point of view, I'm learning French not because I have to do it, or because I have to do it to talk with, I don't know, the girl in the coffee shop.
You're speaking in Spanish with girls in the coffee shop.
Sometimes, yeah. And but I'm learning French because for me it was super becoming to be necessary for live here, because it's different when you, for example, as a tourist want to come here. For visit and this kind of thing, and you can learn bonjour, salut, that's it. Le café, un café. Okay. After, when you want to build your life here, I think I take the decision because I would like to build my life here. I would like to have friends. I would like to deal with stupid people in the bureaucracy and fight with them. You know, it's I have to read the contract in French. I have to receive the delivery guy in hurry, and I understand a word, but I have to deal with that because it's part of the new lifestyle I've become to build. No.
Yeah. From the moment you are sure you will stay here, at this moment, because just be able to read the contract. So okay, today we can use Cloud or ChatGPT and let's go. But no, you or just have an appointment with the bank. But because even if a lot of people are speaking well English, there is also in some businesses they are not.
And it's the law. It's complicated.
No. I think it was a good idea to spend 1 year here. Just also to be sure it's working between us. And you want to stay here, and then okay. From the moment you are sure, and from the moment you're sure it's the life you want, okay, go to learn French, because it's not easy at all to learn French.
Yeah, it's not easy, but I think when you decide to live here, you are more sponge to learn. So, for example, I'm watching a series I like. It's so fun. So, it's kind of thing. And you go, for example, yesterday, I was at the alcohol shop to buy wine. And I took the bottle, I put it in the corner. The girl, okay, bonjour. She gave me the price, and she asked me about the account. And I remembered you have the account. So I say, oh yeah, Simon, and she write, okay. So I have to spell, thank you, to spell your last name. So it was okay, T, in French, and I did it, and I was super happy for that. I was super happy for that, and you become to celebrate this kind of victories in your language. And last time it was in a coffee, okay, surplace en parte s'il vous plaît, and you become to evolve and be more in the culture, even for silly things, for go to buy a coffee, but you force yourself to talk with doing my depilation wax. It's super fun. She's speaking English, but not so much, but I have to force myself. It's super great because I know her. She's trying to figure out. Sometimes I forgot the words, and she helped me. So okay, I never gonna forget that.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be more
Yeah.
easy when you live in the country. Other part of you and your personality you have to develop.
Yeah, and for example, in the other hand, I'm learning Spanish, but I'm just practicing with you, so it's less easy. I mean, yeah, I think it's more easy for a French guy to learn Spanish
Yeah, for sure.
than the contrary, but I don't have many opportunities in Spanish. So you just have to go outside and
I have French people everywhere.
yeah, so yeah, by being into
Yeah.
the country where the native people are speaking this language, it's more easy to learn. So yeah. Yeah, I think it was the best
Yeah.
plan for you.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, so what is your best advice? Or what is the best about everything?
But be entrepreneur,
Yeah.
just do it. I told you I've been several times contacted by guys, LinkedIn, freelancer who are struggling with their business, or people who are employee but want to become freelancer. And I'm always saying the same thing is, first of all, if you want to be freelancer for money, it's not a good reason. Because basically, especially in France, when you are employee, you are protected. You have a lot of advantages. You are basically well paid. You have retirement head. You have social security. I mean, you have a lot of security. So if you want to drop this security just to make more money, you're wrong, because basically when you put everything together, okay, you will make more money, but you will have to pay your own social security,
yeah.
your own retirement insurance. You will have a lot of taxes to pay, blah blah. So if you do that, first of all, for the money, it's a wrong decision. Also, for me, be freelancer, be independent, is first of all be entrepreneur. And I mean, if you want be freelance and do nothing to find clients, okay, just stay employee.
Yeah.
Because you have to be visible. You have to show yourself. You have to open yourself. You have to yell how much you are the best.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot of time and energy. So, and if you don't want to do that, okay, just stay employee also. And also, what I say is, yeah, it's not easy. It's wonderful, but 90% of the time you will cry, 10% of the time you will be happy. Because it's a reality. But yeah, I think your happiness will be much more big, because it's something you build by yourself.
And you have to learn to celebrate yourself.
Yeah, and it's something you do by yourself. I mean, your success is your success because you did absolutely everything. It's not like, for example, I remember when I was manager into companies, we had a success, but it was because of me, because of my teammates, because of the sales guy, because of that, because, I mean, okay, so it was great, but not as great as when you are independent and you have your client. So you are fucking proud of you because you signed this contract, you closed it, and then you are fucking happy because your clients say to you, okay, I'm super happy about the work you are doing. I mean, it's 100% you. So yeah, it's fucking complicated, it's fucking hard, working twice more than an employee, but the result is 10 times, yeah, 10 times bigger than what you're expecting. So yeah, if you want to be an independent, if you want to be entrepreneur, you have to be, first of all, entrepreneur. And after, everything will be more easy. But do just buy for the money, to have more money is not a good reason, because like almost all the guys I talk, you will crash. You will just crash, because money is a consequence.
Yeah.
It's not the goal, it's a consequence. It's a consequence because you have the good skills, you propose a good product, a good service, blah, 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 blah. You are communicating well. And the consequence...
And you believe in yourself.
Yeah, and you believe in yourself. And the consequence of everything is you will have clients, so you will have money. But it's not a goal, it's a consequence. And that is super important. That's why I dislike people who are talking about money.
Okay.
Because it's not the goal. The goal is to help a company to reach a new technology, for example. It's to help someone to build his company, to help someone to create a new product. This kind of thing. That's the main. You want to be entrepreneur. If you want to be independent, your goal has to be that. Okay, I'm doing that because I want to help people to do that, or help company to do that, and consequently, I will have money.
Okay.
But the goal, the main goal is that. It's not the money. If you want money, you just open an OnlyFans or sell pics of your feet.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you for being here.
Anytime. De
I love
rien.
you.
I love you.
Well, I hope this podcast, this episode, make you think, make you figure out, make you feel more in company, because we are entrepreneurs also, and we know all the process to have and be success. So that's it for today. See you next time. Bisous.
Bisous.